I've spent years in the emergency room and I've watched the relentless march of chronic disease. I know pharmacology, diagnostics, acute interventions. I have plenty of clinical experience. But what I didn't realize, what took me 2 decades to truly grasp, was I was profoundly wrong. I followed all the rules, all the recommended dietary guidelines, the exercise dogma. Still, I was exhausted, I had mental fog, and I was running on fumes all the time. Now, at 46 years old, I can tell you this. There is an abyss between being medically normal and being actually healthy. And crossing that abyss required me to unlearn almost everything I thought I knew. There were 5 shifts that transformed my health, but the fifth, that one was the hardest because it was the one thing I didn't want to believe was slowly sabotaging me. But before I share them, if you could go back 20 years and warn yourself about one thing, what would it be? Pause the video right now. Tell me in the comments below. Let's start with inputs. For a long time, my training just reduced food to numbers. Things like calories, macros, micronutrients. If it said something like low fat or whole grain, I ate it. I thought I was being healthy. It screamed natural, rich, in fiber, protein packed, but you flip it over and it's a paragraph of ingredients like emulsifiers, stabilizers, artificial flavors, the works. My body didn't interpret that as protein and fiber. Food is information for your cells. Every bite is a biochemical instruction. Are you telling your cells to thrive or to fight? My rule became simple. If it was made in a factory, I don't eat it. If it was grown on a plant or it came from an animal, I do. When I stopped counting calories and started focusing on ingredient integrity, the inflammation, the gut issues, the fatigue, they evaporated within weeks. It was a recalibration, not restriction. Number 2, the output. My generation was sold a lie that health means punishing your body. Run for miles, push through the pain, chase the calorie burn. But here's the reality. My ER life was already a stress test with long shifts, high stress, bad sleep. So when I added an intense cardio routine on top of that, I wasn't building health. I was accelerating burnout. I was spiking my cortisol, keeping my body stuck in a fight or flight mode. I was wrong. The shift was huge. I stopped exercising to burn calories and I just started moving to build function and resilience. Things like strength training, grounding walks, mobility, movement that I could recover from. If you leave the gym feeling shattered, you're not building health. You're just borrowing energy that you don't actually have. Number 3, and this one really shocked me. Sleep. There's too much to do. I'll sleep when I'm dead. But lack of sleep is killing us early. I thought I could hack my way through it with just caffeine and willpower. I was wrong. Think of your body like a repair shop. The mechanics only work when the shop is closed. If you don't get deep restorative sleep, repair doesn't happen. Sleep isn't a passive state. It's an active repair process. It does things like hormonal resets, immune system buildup, cellular cleanup, brain recovery, memory consolidations. Sleep literally allows your brain to clear waste via the glymphatic system. Waste like amyloid beta, which is linked to Alzheimer's disease, it gets rid of that. So sleep is a non-negotiable medical intervention. If sleep is broken, the other 4 points struggle to work, no matter how disciplined you are. Number 4, mental inputs. I cleaned up my food, but I ignored my mind. I fed my body clean and I let my brain just feast on poison all the time. Things like news cycles, constant scrolling through social media, digital noise, fear-based content was just everywhere in my world, and it was wrecking me. Your nervous system doesn't always know the difference between a terrifying headline and a real-life emergency. The stress response kept my nervous system in a state of chronic alarm. Chronic exposure means chronic cortisol, chronic adrenaline, and a body that never truly comes down. That sabotages your digestion, sleep patterns, your ability to recover fully, the immune system's ability to just properly function. So I got intentional about my mental diet. I worried less, I became grounded in wisdom, and showed more gratitude. And for me, that meant reconnecting with my faith in God, finding stillness, returning to truth instead of the noise. Because you can't build a healthy body inside a poisoned mind. And that brings me to number 5. The one I resisted, the one I excused, the one I clung to, even with all my medical knowledge. That's alcohol. the glass of wine, the craft beers, the social cocktails. I told myself it was for stress relief. I told myself red wine was good for the heart. I told myself it's just a part of life. I believed the marketing and I believed the ritual. And I was profoundly and scientifically wrong. Alcohol is a toxin, full stop. There's no biological need for it. Your body treats it like a poison and immediately prioritizes getting rid of it. And for me, the biggest hit wasn't even the calories, it was the recovery. Alcohol wrecked my sleep quality. It dulled my clarity. It hijacked my emotional regulation. And instead of processing stress, alcohol just numbed it. When I cut it out, the change was profound. It felt like lifting a silent burden I didn't even realize I was carrying. I'm not judging you. I'm sharing my truth. If you feel stuck, if you've tried everything else, this is often the elephant in the room. This isn't about perfection. It's about progression with some clarity. These 5 shifts weren't easy. They didn't happen overnight. They were earned through my 20 years in the military, the healthcare system, and years of personal struggle. I learned it the hard way, so you don't have to. You don't have to change all 5 tomorrow. Just pick one and give your body the right information. It knows how to heal. See you in the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy, and may God bless you.